We're preparing to live stream.
Here we are, live.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Wake Up with Toastmasters. My name is Jean Williams. I'm your program quality director for District 115, which is Southern Nevada and a little piece of Utah. And this is my co-host, Jean Denver. Hi, Jean.
Good morning. Seems earlier than usual.
No, it's not.
Let's
Whoops. Uh-oh, you got muted. I'm sorry. He's saying welcome. Welcome, everybody. We'll start with our Mark Your Calendar Monday. So let's not forget important stuff coming up, but let us give a date we didn't have last week, and that is the TLI, or Toastmaster Leadership Institute. And that is coming up. So for those of you who don't know, there is, because we have officers in the clubs, club officer training, and all training is a big part of what we do. We're a training organization. And all of our club officers then get trained in their new role that they're going to take on June 1st. To do that, to make sure they can hit the ground running, we get club officer training right away, as early as we can. And this year is no exception. So we're having three TLIs. In addition to the club officer training, though, we have other classes, other educationals. So it's beneficial for anyone to attend, even if you're not a club officer. We've had them on delegation before. We've had classes on how to do interviews, all sorts of things in addition to the club officer training. This year, we will have our in-person TLI, where last year we did this with an in-person and an online, both of them with the full TLIs. And that's what we're doing this time. The in-person TLI, Toastmaster Leadership Institute, will be held on June 25th. That will be at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints on Lone Mountain. I don't have the exact address, but you'll look for that. But mark your calendar right now for June 25th for the in-person. The online TLI, which again will be the full training, will be on July the 9th. And that will be virtual, only virtual. It won't be hybrid. We're not going to try to do that. It just doesn't work for everybody. But let's do those two. So look for educationals. But now last time we did this with the online and the in-person, and the educationals were different. So if you want the maximum you can get for your dollar and you're in the local area, wait for your dollar. I mean, for your dues, the TLIs don't cost anything to go to them. But you'd want to go to in person and get one or two educationals and go to the online and get two different ones. So look for all of that on June 25th in person and online July 29th. Last year we did an early bird TLI, and that is really only the club officer training. So the early bird we did last year was the first time ever. It worked out fantastic. This is for the people who have finished, who have done this role before. For example, you have been the club secretary and you're the club secretary right now, and now you're going to be taking the office of club secretary again on July 1st, or maybe you're vice president of education and you're continuing in that role. So if you've done that role within the last year and you're taking that office again on July 1st, you can come to the early bird training. It is exclusive to those people, and that will be on June 11th. So this is a way to get your box checked that you've had the training and go for a different format. It's a little bit different format, but it is for people who have finished the role already or are finishing the role and then going to take it again on July 1st. So that's all of the TLI coming up. But do look for the other educationals. So for example, usually be a 2-hour or 3-hour session, 3-hour day, the first hour, the second hour, third hour with different club offices. Maybe you have to come the second hour. Why not come the first and third also and get additional educationals? Because each hour will be a different educational session in addition to club officer training. So look for those, and those will be lots of fun. And that'll be again June 25th in person, July 9th for the online. And then the early bird on June 11th. Ooh, okay, so other things that are coming up, we're back to, oh, Jean has the address for the in-person.
Hello, everyone. It is 5160 West Lone Mountain Road.
Thank you. 5160 West Lone Mountain Road. That's close to Decatur if you're looking for major cross street. So it's not far from Craig and Decatur, but the cross street on Lone Mountain is Decatur. Okay, so that covers our TLI and club officer training. So look for those. Those are very important if you're taking a club office or if you just want to learn more or just see people in person. So come for the other educationals. And of course, there'll be refreshments. We always like to have food, feed them and they will come. So we have food there. The online, not so much. You have to furnish your own, but we will think about you as you're eating. But then, so now we're back to conferences and contests. And we're at the tail end. So for those of you who are kind of tuning in late, we have contests once a year in the spring. People compete at the club level. They win, the winners go to the area level. The winners there go to the division level. Division contests are this weekend, the 23rd, Division A and B. That will be at Palo Verde High School. And it's in person. It will be live streamed. So if you need the link, look for that link or look in the Facebook page. You'll find it. It's there. Or contact your area director. Or first contact me and we'll see if we can get it out to you. So that will be A and B. Will be this Saturday, the 23rd. It'll start at 8. Doors open at 8. And the contest starts at 9. Then the following Saturday, did I say June? April 23rd, and then April 30th, next Saturday, will be Division C and D. And that will be at the historic 5th Street School, which interestingly is on 4th Street. But look for that. I guess maybe it was on the other side. I don't know. I have to look that up. It's historic. So look for that at the historic 5th Street School in downtown Las Vegas on the 30th of April. Then that will finish the division. The winners of those 4 contests, A, B, C, and D, those 4 people will go to the district contest. And that will be at the conference on May 14th. And we have an annual conference. This one will be May 14th at the Hampton Inn on Dean Martin Boulevard off of Tropicana. And the conference is so much more than just the contest. People use them interchangeably, and I admit I used to as well. But the conference is a whole bunch of stuff. And among that are the contests. So first I'll mention the contest. The evaluation contest, this is one of the contests we've been doing, will stop at the district level. The winner there will be the winner. That winner doesn't go any farther. But the winner of the international speech contest, our winner, will go toward the region, the quarterfinals, and then the semifinals, and then hopefully to the world stage, which we have some fantastic speakers. So I'm sure we'll have one of them there. And the world stage is the World Championship of Public Speaking. They stand to win. That contest will be in Nashville, Tennessee in August. And I don't have the date, but we got time. Excuse me, I'm getting over a sore throat. So that will be on May the 14th will be our district conference. The other things that happen at the conference, in addition to the 2 contests, we will have a CNL award recipient, and that is communication and leadership. And this is a very special award. I think people underestimate it. It's a very special award because we are, of course, an organization known for communication and leadership. And we are picking someone who's not a Toastmaster, but through their communication and leadership abilities and styles, has been able to make an impact in the community. So that award will be given. We also will have a keynote speaker. We're excited. We have Brandon Ward coming, very inspirational, very motivational speaker. And then we will have 2 educationals at that meeting. They call them educationals, it's a training class. 2 educationals. One of them will be by Jamie French. It's about leadership. And I believe it's leading through change, how to become a good leader through change. And the other educational will be Steve Hollingsworth talking about storytelling. And if you people think of storytelling like I'll tell you what happened to, Mary had a little lamb or something like that, but it isn't. Storytelling is also, excuse me, storytelling is also you telling about yourself. speeches that contain a story are much better remembered than speeches that don't. Even if you have to give something very work related, you can tell a little story at the beginning about how I learned this, or something I misunderstood when I learned it and how I understand it now. And just that little story will help people remember you and your presentation. So storytelling is a very important part of speaking. And Steve Hollingsworth will be giving us that information on the second educational. So all of that's happening at the conference, in addition to the contest. And of course, food, breakfast and lunch. If you're a first timer, you've never been to an in-person convention before, come to the first timers breakfast. That'll be at 7 a.m. Yeah, that's a little bit early, I know. But if you'd like to come to that, they always have information about Toastmasters. There's usually a game involved. I think they get a prize for winning the game. And that's a lot of fun. So come to that if you're a first timer. If you're not, they'll have a continental breakfast. So come to look for that. You'll have more details will come out. If you're an area director, division director, or above, then you're considered part of the district executive council. You'll have a separate training on the other side from the newbies. And so look for that as well. So those things are coming up at the conference. And then there's also different awards and different presentations. We will have a banner parade. So if you are a club, start dusting off your banner. You haven't had it out in a couple of years. Every club has a banner. Look for your banner because you want to be part of the banner parade. And each club will be represented and introduced as a club. So whoever is there from the club will be represented and recognized. And then we're excited also because we're having the Palo Verde High School ROTC is going to present the colors. So that the young people will present the colors and open up the whole event. And that's always, it's just so beautiful. They practice so well, and they're very professional, very good at what they do. So we're excited to have them as well. And then our Pledge of Allegiance, I'm excited, will also be, this is exciting. So I say excited a lot, that's our word of the day. But I'm also excited that our pledge will be given by Phil Ranieri, who is a retired veteran. And just, I think that's important. We'll see our younger people who are starting their military careers, and our experienced veteran who has retired and still is giving back to the community by giving us our pledge. And so that lots of fun things going on. So that will open up the thing, open up the event. Then we'll have our awards. We'll have a memorial award. We will recognize the people we've lost this year. We certainly hate that, but we have lost several, and we want to make sure we recognize them. And we'll also recognize our new distinguished Toastmasters, and we'll want to recognize all of them that have become distinguished Toastmasters since District 115 formed. The reason we're going back a couple years is because District 115, our first, we broke off from District 33. We grew and we grew. District 33 was way too huge. So they broke off Nevada and we became our own district, which is District 115. We did that starting July 1st of 2019. Our first conference was supposed to be May of 2020, which didn't happen, which was going to happen, but March of 2020 happened instead. And so we didn't have our in-person conference in 2020 or 2021. So we did try to recognize our distinguished Toastmasters who had become DTMs, as they're called, that year. And we just didn't do an adequate job. So we're going to come back and recognize everyone who became a distinguished Toastmaster since July 1st of 2019. So we can give them adequate recognition. So we'll have a bunch of names to read there. That will be during our lunch. So look for that. Be prepared to eat and applaud, because we have quite a few. And the Distinguished Toastmaster is our educational award, that the final educational award, not the last one you'll ever earn, but the pinnacle of education award. So you start with pathways. You'll start with your level 1, level 2, level 3, and so on. You'll finish 2 paths and go through all 5 levels of 2 paths. Then there's other requirements, including being an area director, doing a high performance leadership project, doing a distinguished Toastmaster project, and so on. And after all those things are finished, there's quite a few, you become a distinguished Toastmaster. And Gene he has it, you see it behind his name, DTM, if you look really close. I also am a distinguished Toastmaster. I just didn't put mine behind my name. But that is important. And let's see, I've talked about all the things for Mark Your Calendar. Oh, two more things for Mark Your Calendar. Then I want to go back and talk about the distinguished Toastmaster for a second. Also mark your calendar. We have game night. Game night is the 30th of April. And back by popular demand, we're having an escape room challenge. So look for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. That'll be next Saturday, the April the 30th for game night. Now in May, normally it's the second Saturday of every month that is our enrichment night. But this time we're going to actually not, this will be the first month we're not going to have it, and that'll be May 14th, because May 14th is the second Saturday, which means you'll either be at the conference, or if you're not in the local area, live streaming it. And we're going to hopefully be live streaming as the education, the keynote and the educationals as well. So they will be there, they will be streamed. I don't know that they'll be on Facebook recorded, but they will be available for streaming. So your educationals, although they won't be in the evening, they will be available virtually. So we're not going to do that, that in the evening as well. So it will give you the time, look for the times and dates to get those things and get that information. But back to June, we'll be back with our second Saturday of enrichment night. I think, if I missed any dates I need to announce, Gene? Oh, you're muted.
Hey, Carol Wyman's on with us. And she is on Facebook commenting, and she's glad that high school students are presenting the colors. Jennifer says, good morning this beautiful morning. And Carol also commented on game night, so she said it's really fun. So we're looking forward to having a group join us to play games.
So the more people who participate, the faster we can escape from the escape room challenge. So I think it's just we just had a blast the last time we did the escape room challenge. We laughed, we had fun. And the only thing that they still torture me over is that I had found, so because we are on a limited budget, and we've already tripled Gene Dunford's volunteer wages, and because we tripled that, we left was less money. And so we were looking, I found, with Gene's help, it's his fault too, I found escape room challenges through the Tehachapi Library, and they were very, very fun. They really were. So we had time to test 2 of them. We found 3, and we didn't know how long or how short they would take. But there was riddles, and you get to the next level, you get riddles, you get to another level, and you keep solving all these riddles. And we decided we'll solve them as a group. It'll be fun. So we went through the first 2, and I said, what are the odds of us finishing both? So I started looking at the third, and I stopped halfway through. It was like a particularly challenging riddle. I thought, and I even said to Jesus, there's no way we're going to get even through 2 of these escape rooms. So I'm not even going to worry that much about the third one. Well, we did. We zipped right through the first 2 because we're working as a team. We got to the third one, and we got stuck on that exact same riddle I'd been stuck on. And it had to do with a code of a book for a Harry Potter book. It was a Harry Potter escape room challenge. And we could not find, we thought it was the Dewey Decimal System. We thought it was a Library of Congress number. We could not find the book. And finally, one of our people who were trying to escape with us went to the Tehachapi Library website and found the number. And luckily, we're here today to talk to you because we got out. We got out alive. But it was, people tease me about that. Don't get something so hard, we have to go to the Tehachapi Library. I will say you guys have a great website, Tehachapi Library. Thank you. If you work there, thank you. But yeah, we did escape with our lives out of the escape room, but it was so much fun and we laughed so hard over everything that we decided to have it again. So that will be on the 30th of April. Thanks, Carol. But come to that. It'll be fun. We can escape together. And so yeah, look for those things, but those are all coming up. And so I guess a few more minutes. I want to talk about area directors. We mentioned the requirements to become a distinguished Toastmaster. Well, one of them is to serve a year in district leadership. Typically, people become area directors. Some of the other leadership positions that are harder to get are the public relations manager, the district secretary, things like that. Those are appointed, though. Those are not elected. Those are appointed by the district director. And there's only one of them a year. So those are much harder to get. But most people serve as an area director, and I did as well. So did Jean. In fact, Jean served so long ago that they still called them area governors. And I'm sure that was way before I was ever born. So no, it wasn't. But they were area governors and division governors, and they changed that in, I want to say 2013, 2012, 2013, right around there. And then now they're district director. Now that's a division director and area director. Same job, different title. But
it was way too English to call them governors.
Oh.
So they wanted to change it so it was more uniform with business organizations, the directors.
Okay, yes, yeah. So it was changed, and also the other thing that happened is our district director was a district governor, and then became a district director. So if you're looking at alphabet soup behind somebody's name, sometimes you'll see PDD for past district director, and other times you'll see past DG for past district governor. And then sometimes we have some district governors that were district governors, but just are easier to go with district director, and they don't mind. Other people insist it. So look for the alphabet soup. We should talk about alphabet soup maybe later this week. But that's what I call it, lovingly call it, but it is all the different initials behind people's names. But area directors, I just want to, I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. Area director, in my opinion, is the most important district leadership position for so many reasons. And I put in if you're looking at our intro on Facebook, how it can help you. So we talked about how you can help the district. We've talked about that. And I thought, wait a second, we should talk about how it can help you, because we're asking you if you want to do it, how it can help you. Okay, so right now, one of the things people talk about is the area director does put together the area contest. And that's what we're in contest season. So let's just talk about that, because a lot of people don't want to do area director because they just don't want to plan a contest. Okay. But if you think about it, if you break down the components of putting together a contest, you're putting together an event, which means you're planning the event. So it's planning. Planning and organizing are very essential skills to leadership. You're also bringing people together to work on your committee, usually as an area director. Now, our last couple of years, our area directors have been working, two of them together to do the contest, which is really great because you get that support. You get a person who's helping you, you get a person who's helping you come up with ideas and helping you with the actual labor of it. The other thing that happens is you're sharing the load. That person might know a couple people to help, you know a few people to help, and now you have plenty of people to help, but you'll usually have a food committee. So you find one person who's really good at organizing and getting food donations or spending your budget and doing real well with budgeting. And then you'll have someone typically in charge of registration. So you just say, hey, Myrna, would you take care of registration? And Myrna says, oh, sure. And she gets the dignitary list, and she makes sure that we have a cash box at the door, and she makes sure she has a helper and that the programs are in one place. And there you go. So all you had to do is recruit someone to take care of that. And it's the same thing with the food, or maybe someone in charge of decorations, and so on it goes. So now, if you do it right, you have different committees in charge of different parts of it. And you're just coordinating the different committees and working with the different committees. And that is truly leadership and management. You're learning all those skills, working with everybody to bring together this event. It's not just on you, it's everybody helping, getting judges, making sure everybody's ready to go on time, setting up a venue, finding a venue, all those things that come into play. And all those things will really help you with your leadership skills. Maybe you're near the end of your career and you're thinking, or maybe you're retired and you're thinking, well, I don't need that. But why not? Keep your brain cells sharp, do something, help other people learn what they need to learn about management by you helping them work on your committee. So that might be the person who next year needs to be an area director, but this year maybe it's Myrna again. Myrna's in charge of your registration. She's a big asset to your team, and that's the confidence she needs so that she can become an area director the following year, following you. Maybe you're going to be a mentor to her, and that's the person who needs it for her career. So it's part of it is giving back as well. And there's that feeling of satisfaction of helping somebody. So now you've learned management and organization and planning and everything else. So that's the contest part, which is the big thing. People just, oh, I don't want to be an area director. I don't want to do a contest. It's not that bad. It really isn't. It's actually because some of the most fun memories I have of being an area director are the contests, and how easy, how much I stressed, and how when it was over, that wasn't bad at all. So remember that. The other part of being an area director, how it can benefit you. And number one, it'll get you outside of your club, which doesn't sound like a big deal, but really it is. If you're in one club and you've been in one club the whole time, which most people are, and most people have only been in the one club, or especially if you're in a corporate club, so you're more isolated as a corporate club. Nothing wrong with that, it is. This gives you a chance to get outside of your club and visit other clubs, see how other clubs are ran, learn some of their best practices. I would come back to mine and say, you know, I was over at such and such club and they had a joke master. We should have a joke master in our club. So we started having a joke master. It never occurred to us to have one. We were a corporate club. So as soon as we realized, hey, we could have a joke master, we did. It was a lot more fun. So things like that you as an area director can do because you're learning things from outside of your club. Then the other part is you're helping those clubs. So you have training and abilities and tools and people to help you so that you can help the other clubs. And that goes back to that feeling like you're making a difference, the feeling of satisfaction. I think most people want to make a difference. And it may not seem like much. Like I've heard so many people say, well, what do I have to offer? I've only been a Toastmaster for 2 years. Every club has people that have been here 30 years or 20 years. I have nothing I can offer them. And that's not true at all. Sometimes just a fresh set of eyes walking into a club to say, hey, have you thought of this? Or maybe you're just that creative, or maybe you're just that one to fill that seat that day that you're visiting the club, that then a guest finds you or in the club interesting and joins. There's so many things you can add. So don't ever feel like you don't have enough time. It's not a time issue. It's that you're willing to help and that you're willing to do it. So there's so many things to learn. And area directors are so important. And I say all that to say it's not too late to become an area director starting July 1st. If you're interested, you can email me. You can look on the district website. There's an application. It's and there will be an interview, but the interview is more to let you know what the job entails and let you know what it entails so you can go in and make an informed decision. But you can talk to anyone who's been who is a distinguished Toastmaster. Hey, you're an area director. Tell me what it's like. And you'll be at the next 2 contests. Hopefully you got plenty of people time to ask people and people to ask.
Requirements for area director.
You have to have been a club officer. Now, it is believed that you should be a president or vice president of education. If you want to continue on up, you might need to. But actually, the minimum requirement is you've been a club officer for a year. So if you are a club officer now and you're ending on June 30th, then you have that year of club officer. You can be one. It'd be easier if you want to continue leadership after area director to go ahead and become a president or vice president of education. But as far as the minimum requirements to be an area director is just to have been a club officer. Thanks for asking that, Jean. Oh, I think we've covered everything. Any last minute comments from Facebook?
A lot of people are looking forward to game night, so plan ahead. Let's get the thing posted on Facebook when it's going to be, and we'll get a bunch of people. That escape room challenge was wonderful. I'm looking online right now to find another one. There's Harry Potter ones. There's what is it, Le Shadow, and there's a whole lot of different.
Well, don't spoil the surprise.
Oh, I'm not going to. But anyway, if you know of a escape room challenge that you want to let us know about, shoot me an email through Jean, and we'll check it out and see if it's something we can do. Yeah. That's all I got.
Thank you. Yeah, the escape room challenge. Well, we've not lost anybody yet. So you got to come and have fun. We will make sure you get out with us. We'll all get out. But thanks very much. So you mark your calendar Monday. You've got all the dates coming up. Look for all of that. Look for flyers on Facebook. You'll see it there, and on the district website, which in case you don't visit it very often, it's D115, D for district, D115, TM for Toastmasters.org. And that's our district website. And if you're still thinking about visiting a club and you still haven't visited a club, then go to find a club on the international Toastmasters International, find a club and look for a club and contact 2 or 3, visit 2 or 3 and see what you like. But you can come to game night even if you're not a Toastmaster, start talking to us, and you can come to a contest even if you're not a Toastmaster already. Oh, it is 6:30. Thank you everybody for watching us. Come tomorrow for Phyllis and Ken at 6 a.m. on Wake Up with Toastmasters.